Hey y'all, it is Melissa with Sincerely Creative Mom. We are here today making a 14-inch round pancake wreath on our patent pending pancake wreath frame. This was part of a kit, so if you purchased the kit, it was part of three. There were three designs in the kit, so this is one of them. This is the gingerbread with the 3 ribbons as your tails. The gingerbread ribbon, the plaid, and the solid red. So there were a couple different gingerbread designs out there with different pattern ribbons, and so I just want to make sure you're watching the right one. Here we are going to start with our pipe cleaners. We're going to put a pipe cleaner in every hole that matches a notch. Every hole that matches a notch. So there's 6 of those on the outside and 6 of them on the inside. We're just going to go in here, out the outside, and go around every single one wherever there's a notch. They are evenly spaced, nice and perfect. I know because I helped design this frame. So if you are watching this and you've purchased the kit, there was a supply measurement preparing video that you would have received the link to. It was private just for y'all who purchased the kit, and this is the design portion of it. So we will go over the measurements, of course, but that video can be very helpful. So if you haven't watched it, make sure you check that out. Make sure you check that out before you start cutting your mesh. If you can. It's not imperative, but it does help. Okay, so going around here again, there's 12 of these nice, friendly, budget-friendly designs. This one happens to be budget-friendly, still nice and wide, but very thin, flat and round, like a pancake. This is the Pancake 1.0 design. Okay, so we already cut all of our mesh. Right, we're going to work on those outside 6. The outside 6. So I'm going to take our mesh and just ruffle up the center, directly up the center. Okay, take those. Kind of the ruffle goes to each side. I'm coming in and bringing that pipe cleaner in. Crisscross with my pipe cleaner, nice and tight. Twist, twist. Overlap here. Overlap here. Kind of take those ruffles and flip them upside down or inside out, whichever way you want to put it. And we're going to do that same thing all the way around the outside. So if you're wondering, this kit is sold out. There could be additional kits available in our Etsy shop. You want to check the description and links below for those to get there. The kits come with everything you need for the wreath. We do use a staple gun in this video, but if you don't have a staple gun, the zip tie mounts that come with the kit can also be used to attach your sign. So I'm just doing that same thing, overlap, overlap, and then turn those ruffles inside out. Again, ruffle right up the center as best as you can. Keep that nice and small, nice and tight. So if you haven't joined us yet in the Creative Carve class, we're talking all about our pancake wreath frame. doing all sorts of designs, both big and small. We're also talking a little bit about pricing, a little bit about how to purchase supplies for classes, a little bit about photography, a little bit about shipping. So if you haven't joined us yet, we'd love to have you in. Even if it's past the date of the class, you can always watch the replays. Lots of great designs happening on our frame. Last one going in, then we're going to start adding the ribbon. So the nice thing is, in this video, I had all of the prep work done. That's because I did it in a separate video for the folks who purchased the kit. And so for this video, everything goes a little smoothly. It's always nice and easy to do that when you're designing, having everything kind of cut up and everything ready to go. Therefore, you can just sit and create. It goes so much faster. Okay, so we had 3 ribbons for this choice for this kit. It was the gingerbread, so cute, and then the plaid, and then a little bit of that solid ribbon. I took my favorite, put it on the top, then the plaid at the 2.5 inch, and then the 1.5 inch red went on the bottom, but I think it's going to be a nice contrast there. And then, of course, I dovetailed all the ends, so I just folded the ribbon, cut on the fold, and cut it up towards the edge. So I'm going to put all of these in here first, and then we'll cut off and spread them out second. Just goes quicker when you only have to pick up your wire cutters once, because we are definitely not going to leave them like this. But typically I do 2.5 inch ribbons for the pancake style. And in this case, I didn't have 2.5 inch. So I still wanted that fullness of that ribbon. So I went with 2 1.5 inch plus a 4.5 inch. I'm sorry, 2 1.5 inch plus a 2.5 inch. So it's still going to give us nice coverage. This is one of my favorite meshes. I'm not intentionally trying to cover it up, but mesh is like, the support. I want to see all these beautiful, super cute ribbons. Once you're going along, you do want to keep that pattern going. So once we put our ribbons in place, we want to, in each twist, we want to make sure we can keep that going for all the rest of our ties. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. So I cut off all the excess there. I'm going to take this little piece here and stuff it underneath the ribbon. And then this is what I mean by keeping that pattern. I'm going to take the red from the bottom, take it out to the far right, then the plaid, then the gingerbread. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. I'm going to take the red and the plaid, then the gingerbread. Now, everything comes out towards this edge. Everything comes out towards the edge. I'm going to keep that same pattern going every single time. Trust me when I say it's easy on the eyes, it's pleasing, it's inviting, it's easy to look at, especially when you keep that pattern going all the way around. And I mean, so some people, and I've seen it, and if you do it, it's fine. It's just not what I prefer when I'm looking at a design. I like, some people put the two ribbons together, and then these two together, and then the red on the outside. It's distracting. It's distracting. I like to see that much more balanced and spread out. throughout the wreath, and so I like to see them a nice, simple, follow the rules pattern, because I'm a rule follower. But as you see, red plaid gingerbread, red plaid gingerbread, red plaid gingerbread, all the way around. And you'll see me always, always, always do that in all of my designs. All the ribbons are going to be in the same structure. Just like that, easy breezy, all the way around. Then we're going to come in on the top, and we're going to do the exact same ensemble right there on the top. Adding our piece of mesh. Directly to the top. Nice and tight. Now, this piece going on top helps keep everything that we just put on the bottom in place. Again, these are the last 6 pieces that came off that roll of mesh. The last 6 pieces go on the inside ring, and we discussed that in the supply video. If you purchased the kit, there was a video all about the supplies. That was just for y'all. Then we'll put in the rest of our ribbons, make our bow, attach our sign, and we'll be done. Again, so much easier and faster when everything is cut ahead of time. Two more to go. So once you put your mesh in there, put it in, don't play with it. Put it in, put it in place, and don't play with it. You know, that's where the really bad fraying, or if you put it in, you're like, oh, that doesn't look good, and you take it out and put it back in. That's not a good situation. You don't want to be in that situation. Just put it in, put it in place, and don't touch it. In addition to that, your sign and your ribbon and your bow that you put in on top of that mesh should hide all or any fraying that you have. If you have some sort of excessive fraying, I need to know more details. Okay, either the quality of the materials you're using are not very well or not very good, or the type of material you're using shouldn't be cut, or they should be cut in a certain way and you're just not aware of it. So if you have excessive fraying and you're like, this isn't going to look good, I need pictures and I need to know more details so that I can help. Okay, we're going to go in the same thing right on the top and put the rest of those ribbons in. I love that the gingerbread can be traditional, it can be whimsical. In this case I went a little bit more traditional with the colors and the patterns and the ribbons. In my last kit, or in the last video, I went a little more whimsical with it. Both I'm in love with. These are really, really cute. The gingerbreads themselves have a little bit of green and red in the polka dots, and the candy canes. I love this. It is really pretty. All this time my air conditioner was on, it finally turned off. Twist, 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 twist. It's just quicker and easier when you put them all in at once and then pick up your tools once and do what you need to do and put it back down. This goes a little quicker. Pushing that down nice and tight. Twist, 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 twist. Like 7 or 8 times. Okay, on this part. When you first put the twist ties in, you don't want to be twisting that many times. You don't need it. Nice and tight. Twist, twist 2 times to start. This you have 7 or 8 twists because you're at the end and you need a little piece to kind of tuck under the ribbon to keep it secure and to keep it from unraveling or undoing. I'm also loving the 3 ribbons here. I like the 2.5 inch and the 2 1.5 inch. I'm digging it for sure. So I'm just going to take that just like I did, stuff it underneath, keep that pattern the exact same. Don't veer from it. Now, you might have preferences that you like to do and might be different than mine. That's totally fine. Just making sure all those ribbons are coming out towards the edge. Out towards me. Everything comes out. You make it do that. Now, what I usually do is, y'all see me make a wreath, and I'll go around the outside right at the very end and kind of make sure that all the ribbons are facing out towards me. But then once I get it behind the camera, there might be a few that you just gotta kind of move. When you take those pictures, not that you're trying to make it look like the way it doesn't look in real life. You want it to look the way it really does. However, anything out of place when you're taking those pictures will catch my eye immediately. So if you have 2 of these, the white gingerbread ribbons that are touching each other, and you know the rest of them are not, and they're not supposed to be, my eye is going to catch that immediately, right? And then it's just a distraction. adorable. Super duper cute. Gingerbread, but Christmas and traditional. I can't wait to see what the bow looks like on here. I'm really excited about the 4-inch ribbon. It was something different that I decided to go with, but I think it's going to be perfect. Okay, so now your sign has to cover 4 pipe cleaners. It's 6 by 12. It will cover 4 pipe cleaners just like that. Okay, so I'll leave it there for just a second. Set it aside while we make our bow. I'm going to start with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Love it. Love it, love it. Okay, start with 8-inch. So I'm going to go 8-inch. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a tail and a loop, and a tail. Okay, so we're not talking about a huge bow here. I'm going to go nice, so I have about 8 inches on my tail, and I'm going to do about 6 inches on my loop. Maybe 6.5. Okay, and I'm going to pinch. Nice big wide ribbon. Pull apart, twist. Nice big loop coming up here. Big ribbon. If you're not used to 4-inch ribbon, it just takes a second. Just be patient with yourself. Pinch. And twist. Now, you have enough ribbon here. You have enough ribbon here to do 2 loops on each side. It's not really what I was planning. No, it's not what I'm planning. I must have planned it at first because that's what I designed the kit for, but I'm going to do 1 loop at a time. Come on. So I have enough left over to do that. Well, I can always add 1 more layer. I'm just going to make a big loop, a big circle. And I'm going to gather it here where those overlap. Go right down in there. I guess you could do that. No one's going to know. Y'all are going to know. No one else is going to know. Okay. And then I'm going to take our... I love this. I don't know why when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's totally gingerbread. Like the window pane jute. I don't know why I thought this, but I totally did. So I'm going to add this in. And this is just really weird to kind of play with, but I'm going to add just 1 on the inside. And then you'll have leftover of this. So you could add more, but I only want 1. For sure I only want 1 this time. I'm going to add that in just like that. Bring my tail down. So it's going to come right in the center. So it's going to be sticking out, or so you'll really see it. I love it. Okay. You have extra here. Again, you could use it if you want, but... And then, oh, I love this. I love it. I already love it, love it, love it. My tail's going to come down. My loop in the center is going to be about 3 inches. And then these are about 5 inches. Yep, 5 inches on the dot for these loops. So this is 3 inch, this is going to be 5 inch. So pinch, twist loop, 2 loops on this side and 2 loops on the other side with 2 tails. Love. Love, love. Look at that. Oh, I'm really happy. I was nervous about the gold, but there's gold in here. And then I was just like, you know what? You're gonna love it. Just do it. Glad I did, because I totally love it. All right, I'm gonna take this off of here. Lift off. Being careful because I have that one loose layer that was in there with the big 4 inch. Okay, nice and tight. Flip that all over. Keeping the pressure so it stays nice and tight. Love. Cut this one. Just gonna hold that in my hand and bring those down real tight. Bring that down. It's a really pretty bow. Really pretty. And then bring that one little piece, the one that was shorter, I'm going to bring that up and kind of put my thumb in, work it back and forth so it really looks like it belongs there. And that's going to be the thing that covers my pipe cleaners. Now, I considered putting the gingerbread in the bow. I did consider it for a half a second. But I really do, that's really pretty. I really do like to keep that separate, and I didn't want to just change it. I didn't want to change it. Okay. So your kit comes with the zip tie mounts, which now I don't know where they are. Your kit comes with the zip tie mounts. They are, you put your pipe cleaner kind of right through this one, just like that, and tie it. And the first thing you do is you take off this backing. This is like a plastic backing. Add a little bit of glue here. Now add a little bit of DAP Rapid. What I do if I'm using these, I add a little bit of DAP Rapid. I stick it on there. Obviously you got to take this part off, put it on there, and then I use a clamp, to clamp it down until it dries. That's what I do. If I'm using those. Personally, I am going to be using our staple gun. So the staples are 1/4 of an inch. Your sign is almost 1/4 of an inch. And so I need a little boost. I need a little boost on the back of my signs. So I'm using the back of a ribbon spool. I'm not worried about this because it'll be covered up by the mesh. I'm using my ribbon spool to beef up the back of my sign so that when I put my staple in, it doesn't go through the sign. So now I have the sign, the bow. Oh, the bow is so pretty. Okay, the sign is definitely going to go covering those 4 pipe cleaners. I'm going to add that in first. So this is the only time I'm going to move. I'm going to move the ribbon out of the way so I can get to what I need under here. And then I'll move it right back. It's going to be fine. This is the hard part, the 14-inch frame with the pancake wreath design. Getting your pipe cleaner through those layers of mesh can sometimes make me not very happy. That one happened to go right through, so that was good. But this is the only hard part, I would say. If I was going to say, hey, there's, watch out for this part. This is the only hard part I would say. And it's just a pain. So my hands are going right between the mesh and the frame, actually, to get in there. And then I'll pull it through, but I'm not going to tighten it yet until I get the other side in. There we go. Okay, pull it in nice and tight. That's where I need it to go. That's where I want it to go. It's where it's hiding all of our things. I'm going to flip it over just for ease. So I went, one pipe cleaner went on the inside and one came out around the outside, and then I just tied them together. Tied them together on the edge here, so it's easy for me to hide those inside. Do the same thing on the other side, making sure before I do that this is in fact in the right spot. Once you have it secured and tight, it is not the best thing to be trying to move around. You have to untie it, and that's not my favorite thing to do. So tie that in there. Y'all, if you're just finding me for the very first time, I would love if you would be following us, subscribe to us, all those things, so you can watch our videos in the future. I don't know if you've heard that along the way. My flip-flop along the bottom of my chair keeps making weird noises. Okay, now I'm going to go in with our bow right here in the bottom. Look at how pretty that is. It gives a very traditional, little bit of rustic. This kind of bringing in with that plaid, which is kind of a little bit of rusticy. The gold with the plaid. So pretty. Very different top to this. And I am here for it for sure. Just going to go through all of those layers. On the top, all those layers. So pretty. I am totally in love. It looks so good. I just stand over top of it to kind of make sure we are in the right, we're in business. I do want that to kind of, I don't want it to overpower. Now this bow is pretty thick, so it definitely adds some depth to our, it adds some depth to our design, but it's worth it. It's so cute. And the last thing I do is I just take this as I go around and make sure all my ribbons are coming out towards the edge and they're not curled, and everybody can see every single one, and they're in the right spot. I don't want anything to feel crunched or flat. I mean, I know it's a pancake wreath. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't want it to feel like it's... Still want it to feel like they have a little life to them. So that I can just hang it right on the door and take pictures. I really do like the 3 ribbons. I don't do it typically just because cost, budget, all those things. This is really cute. Very, very, very cute. All right, y'all, thank you very, very much. If you purchase the kit or if you're just watching, either way, thank you very much for hanging out and look at how cute. Let me pull this all the way out. Look at how pretty. Now, I know that bow is kind of covering that cookies a little bit too much. A little bit too much for me. I'll fix it when we get in the camera. So pretty. Love, love. Real thin from the side. Full of ribbons. You would not know if you were just looking at it from the top. Very, very pretty. Totally love it. Y'all, again, this is on the 14-inch frame. Our mesh was 20 inches. Our ribbons are all 14 inches. We have a 6x12 sign, a nice bow, 2 layers. All so, so pretty. I hope that you enjoyed. You're following, you're subscribing, you're engaging, you're all those things. Let us know if you have any questions. You can join our email list if you go to melslinks.com, and you can find the email there, and that's where you get all our latest updates. And then melslinks.com will also give you, like, it'll connect you with all the things related to me if you need. So thank you very much for purchasing the kit or watching the video, all those things. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Everything definitely helps. I will see you again super soon. Bye, y'all.